Greetings, Mindcrafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft episode today on this glorious day in early November. Look at the confectioner's sugar. I love it. Over the burnt sienna, which is so November. We talked about that, I think. I have a good friend who talks about burnt sienna in November being that one Crayola crayon that just looks like November. And now, excuse me, the burnt sienna is being covered by confectioner's sugar. It's absolutely gorgeous. So my name is Kimberly Quinn, and there's little Giovanni back there. He's got his mindfulness goat vest on, lime green, just in case. It's actually not rifle season until the middle, week and a half yet, I think, but we're just being safe because you just don't know. Plus, there's all those other seasons that aren't rifle that I'm not aware of, so we're just being safe. Anyway, okay, so apparently it's National Gratitude Awareness Month. Who knew? And I just saw it on LinkedIn this morning, and look at the moon. The moon's insane. I don't know if you can see that in the video, maybe not as much, but anyway, it's gorgeous. So anybody who knows me knows that snow is my favorite, winter's my favorite, skiing's my favorite, and gratitude's my favorite. They're all my favorite. And so to this have the spectacular first snow, which actually came yesterday, but this is our early morning mindful walk that Giovanni and I do every single day, unless, it's like an ice storm or something that's just, doesn't do it. If it's raining, depends on how raw it is, but we're out here even when it's 0. If it's below 0, I don't take G. I come, but I don't take G because he gets a little, it hurts his little pad, so we don't do that. But we're out here 99% of the time, right, G? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about gratitude is the master key to happiness, because it really is. And, as we know in Minecraft, we talk, one of the main bricks of the foundation of Minecraft is that thoughts come first and feelings second. And then we walk around acting and behaving based on that. Thoughts actually create feelings. So we can't feel anxious without first thinking anxious thoughts. That's just a neurological fact. As they say, that's the fact, Jack, right? And it's also true for gratitude. We can't feel grateful, which leads to happiness and all those other positive emotions, unless we're thinking grateful thoughts. It's just so super important. And so I've got a gazillion videos out on that. And so I'm going to just do a short one today because it's just so cool to continue to talk about it. So it's also important to practice gratitude so we can say it. Saying it's better than not saying it, for sure. Saying it is better than not saying it. All right, G, I'm ready. Though really it's best with the power of the word in a gratitude journal. Oh, the brook just sounds so beautiful. Wow, it's so serene out here. I'm so grateful for the solitude, all of it. So anyway, you want to get yourself a gratitude journal, dollar store or whatever, and keep it for only gratitude. That's the thing. Other people journal for other reasons, and that's fantastic. It's, great, a great proactive mental health routine. Though the gratitude journal should just be for gratitude, because neurologically speaking, I'm not talking touchy-feely, I'm talking real. And as you know, I have such an issue with that. And there are certain influencers, one in particular, who I shall leave nameless, who talks about it a lot, based on neuroscience. And then I'm waiting. She's got nothing. It's like, come on. And her, well, she has some good nuggets in there, some good info, but then the follow-through is just not there so much. So the thing with gratitude is it really is neurological. We're talking about brain patterns. The brain loves patterns. So the more we continue to think a thought, positive or negative, the more that's going to be, sort of nestle into our hard drive. And when we think thoughts for a long time, over and over and over and over, those patterns become beliefs. So basically, thoughts, when they grow up, become beliefs. And that's really what we want, and when it's positive, not so much when it's negative. So what my Minecrafters do, God, it's spectacular today, right, Jay? Yeah, totally. What my Minecrafters do in their gratitude journals each and every day, not just the days of classes, and what I do myself, because I don't ask them to do things I don't do myself, living proof of gratitude practice right here, is they write 3 things that they're grateful for, and it has to be like this. I am grateful for Giovanni. I am grateful for the new snow. I am grateful for the beautiful sound of the brook right now. 3. Okay, you can write more, but it's good to keep it to 3. I think do what you want, but there might be, sometimes there's a special day you might write 4 or 5. It's if you want to continue to do it, you want to keep it realistic. Because literally when I put my tea in the microwave for 2 minutes, I'm finished before it beeps. And that's something people can keep up with. It's also really important to do something called the 20-second rule, which works for lots of things. And that comes from Shawn Achor's Happiness Advantage. The 20-second rule works to lean into a positive, healthier, good habit, or to steer out of a negative one. But today we'll just keep it simple since we're on gratitude, the gratitude topic. So I'll tell you what I do. So my gratitude journal is on my windowsill, or occasionally it's on the coffee table. But either way, I have to walk right. To start my day. I have to walk right past it. So that means I'm not going to go looking for it, because what happens is if we want to start a gratitude practice, but we left the gratitude journal in our purse in the car, or we left it in the office, or we left it someplace, then we'll just say mañana, and it breaks the chain, right? So it's right on my windowsill. I literally have to walk by it to get out the door of our bedroom to start the day. And I do a 20-second rule times 2, and this is a super important one as well, is there's a pen wedged in it. If you can get a gratitude journal with a pen tied in, that's even better. But if you want to have a pen wedged, or some writing utensil, pen like stuck in there all the time, because that's probably the easiest way to not do it that day. You go looking for a pen, you go looking in the junk drawer, and there's all kinds of used batteries and coffee filters, but there's no pen. And then you say, mañana, what's one day, right? And then 1 can turn into 2, 3, and then it's chain's broken. So it doesn't mean if you miss a day you can't get back at it. Of course you can. You just want to make it as easy as possible. So the research base is that within 20 seconds, if we keep it where we can grab the pen, the journal with the pen within 20 seconds, we are most likely to keep up with that habit. And the thing is, each and every time we follow through with that, every day that we follow through with that habit becomes stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And the average time for a habit to shift and stick is about 21 days. We know that from Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit, I believe is the name of his book. 21 days. Now, average obviously means that some habits are easier than others. Starting a gratitude journal or eating a piece of fruit in the morning, it's not the same as quitting smoking. It's about 21 days for it to shift and stick. Now, here's another thing that's super important, is there's something called the Tetris effect, which Shawn Achor also talks about. That book, Happiness Advantage, is really, really good, by the way. I use it in Minecraft as one of their big assignments. So anyway, where was I with this? Oh, Tetris effect. Okay, so the game Tetris is a video game that involves putting shapes together by color and shape, or little like geometric little shapes together in patterns. And it's been shown that when someone plays the game, it doesn't even have to be a long period of time. You might think that. When it's even, 15 minutes or less, the brain has this after image. Not that you want to go stare at the sun, don't do it. Okay, but kind of like when you look at it and leaves an after image, and also after image. And so people are found to try to kind of put these shapes together in their head, even if they walk into a convenience store and try to just sort of arrange the cereal boxes or whatever in their head, because that's what patterns. The brain loves patterns. So that was an important finding, because gratitude-wise, the Tetris effect can work in our favor. So let's talk about how it doesn't work in our favor. So there was a research done with accountants, and accountants obviously spend all day looking for mistakes, especially in April, because there's big consequences with the feds, right? So, fees, big fees, and they roll over. It's bad. So accountants are pretty intense about looking for, incorrect numbers and number crunching all day long, looking for those. Well, it was found that when accountants went home, they continued that dynamic of looking for mistakes, looking for what was missing, looking for what wasn't right in their relationships and their lives in general. And I actually had a student, it was our senior year when we were talking about this with the Happiness Advantage, and she sat there going, oh my God, that's me. And she loved her internship, loved being an accountant. She was there, I think, at least 2 full days, and she said, oh my God, that's spot on accurate. And now that she was aware of it, right, that she could kind of do something about it, So that's the negative sense. In the positive sense, when we practice gratitude, and obviously what we practice, we get better at. We practice what we get better at, right? And so practicing gratitude each and every day with I am grateful for Giovanni, period, nothing else. It makes it simple and easy. Then after about 21 days, we start to see a shift in it, and we start to see a shift. And my students, I check in with them at about the 3 week mark with my Mindcrafters. We start to see a difference when we start to actually see changes. We start to actually see changes, or we start to look for the good in our day. Not even aware of it yet, maybe necessarily. Start to pick out, just sort and cherry pick the good things out, and just start to realize what's going right, what's going well, rather than what's going wrong, because the brain is making a shift, and that's called the Tetris effect. So very, very important how that can work for us. Now, also important is that simultaneously, while we are becoming more positive, we're also becoming less negative, and it's because the neurons are no longer being used. All the negative Nelly neurons, with all that negative dialogue, are not being used as much, and they start to fade away. It's called neural pruning, very Darwinian, because those neurons don't need to survive anymore. They're done, right? And so kind of like, if you high school Spanish, if you learn Spanish but you don't use it, you start to lose it, that kind of thing. And so basically, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So in that sense, it's not good, because you want to kind of hang on to the Spanish, which you can always get back if you just kick it into gear and go someplace where they're speaking Spanish, right? But this is great news, because while we are becoming more positive, we are simultaneously sort of trimming those off, trimming those negative neurons away, and making more room for more positivity. So apparently, and again, it's gratitude. National Gratitude Month. Who knew? And every day is Gratitude Day for me. Absolutely. I suppose it makes sense because it's November and it's Thanksgiving, I guess. But really, every day is Thanksgiving, right? Our valuable life minutes. I mean, I think we don't often realize that they are limited. We only have so many. The clock's a ticking, and some of us have fewer in front of us than behind us, for sure. The fabulous 58. I am well aware of making the best use of my life minutes possible. Ideally, we want to spend our life minutes as if they were cash, being grateful for this gift of a day, and having it unfold the best it possibly can. Okay, awesome. This is Kimberly Quinn and little Giovanni signing off from the beautiful Notch in northern Vermont. Have a mindful, very grateful day.